Hey everyone, this is a tour by request of the dog hammock that I built called the Flying Fleabag. It is a gathered end bridge hammock hybrid, and I'm going to walk you through some of the details on it so it becomes more clear how I made it. You can see my pup right in the background there. Hi Uli! What's up, buddy? I'm going to show off your hammock. Okay, so let's get a little bit of a backup so we can see exactly what we're looking at here. That's my hammock hanging right above. It's a Warbonic Blackbird clone that I made. And then hanging right beneath it is the Flying Fleabag. The way that the suspension works is at the end of the gathered end in the channel is attached directly to a whoopee sling. A whoopee sling just comes up to where my hammock connects to, which is this elephant trunk. It just goes right on the hook, the same hook that my hammock goes onto, but this would work with any kind of hook system, like a whoopee hook, or maybe even a Marlin's hitch, something like Marlin spike hitch or something like that. So same thing on both sides. Just up from the end of the channel, up the whoopee sling to the elephant trunk here. You can see how the stabilizer system works here. So on both sides we have the same thing happening. The end of the dog bone connects here to the tent peg, then it goes down to the descender ring, then it comes down the whoopee sling to the stake in the ground. When you can tighten up from here as normal for a whoopee sling, and you can see how it limits the movability of the hammock. So the dog is not experiencing a lot of jostling around when he gets in, and once he settles in, he's not continually swaying back and forth. This will get him to come to a standstill pretty quickly. This is how the spreader bar is attached to the hammock and to the stabilizer system and all that, and to the underquilt. So I'm going to just disassemble it so you can kind of see what's going on here. First we'll take off the stabilizer here, and you'll see it kind of wants to pull another way because there's a lot of forces. This is how the underquilt is attached, just by a simple loop in the shock cord. I have a cord lock and a bead in place so that everything stays put. And here is the system itself. So basically there is a little gap underneath the zipper on this side and underneath the fabric on the other side, where the spreader bar is allowed to come through and the tent peg is allowed to show. And now I'm going to remove the spreader bar so you can get a greater detail about how I attach it. So when you're assembling the hammock, basically what you do is well, let me show you what's going on here. So at each corner of the hammock where I wanted the spreader bars to come out, I have a 1-inch piece of webbing that's attached to the hammock body on both sides. I have a little bit of reinforcement fabric here that is also attached, and then through the nylon loop I have a very small continuous loop made out of zinget that passes through the 1-inch webbing. And the way that I attach the spreader bar is I come through the opening underneath the zipper and I bring the spreader bar on through, and then I just cross over and I make another loop, and it attaches very tightly onto the tent peg that's on the end of the spreader bar. The underquilt is also made, the outside of it is made with sil nylon in case any mist or splash up happens. It'll keep him dry. The inside is made with regular ripstop, and I use Insultex insulation to keep him warm. So when you unzip the hammock, you can just take this flap and put it over to the other side so that the hammock is just open for your dog to freely get in and out, and for you to air some things out if it needs it. And for a finale, let's see if my dog will show you how he gets in and out. Uli, come here, buddy. Hey, get in. Good boy. Usually I just have to help him down a little bit, or by pushing the edge down, help him get in a little bit, and then he just settles right in. It took a little bit of training and a little bit of treats, but he learned how to do it pretty quickly. Okay, let me know if you have any more questions. That is the tour of the Flying Fleabag dog hammock.